Oh, hey everybody, it is Tuesday. Ask Me Anything. I am Dustin Strong, and this is our point where we answer all your questions about your health. We have a whole list of them to go through, and I was showing off this beautiful mango lassi that we're enjoying here with a little bit of saffron because this is one of the treats we created today. And the reason I tagged so many members of the Healthy This Way initiative today is because this is a great initiative that I want as many people to know about, and if you haven't gone and liked the Healthy This Way Facebook page yet, please go over there, visit it, like it, follow it. The whole initiative is to try to make being healthy as easy as possible. This is a 5-year wellness initiative that is being created for the city of Mansfield, and this year is Move This Way. We've been doing things to try to encourage people to get out there and move, and next year is Eat This Way, and this is really important because one of the most common questions I'm getting from people all the time is where can I go to eat something healthy? Where can I go out and eat with my friends? And inevitably, one of the most common things that happen is you have a group of people that want to go out, and some of them want to eat healthy and some of them just want to eat whatever they want to eat, and so they have a hard time deciding where to go. So one of the things we're doing is we're reaching out to all of the restaurants in the community, and we're creating a menu that's going to be specific to make healthy choices easy. So that person can go in and know exactly where to go to it, and then we'll be able to create a whole list of these. So when anybody asks me, I said any one of these restaurants that's in the Healthy This Way, you're going to be able to go and you're going to find a menu there that's going to give you healthy choices, so it can make it so much easier. And we want to encourage anybody who isn't already been reached out to in this area who has a restaurant or a restaurant you want to go to, let us know so we can make sure that we can do our best to include them in this to make the healthy choices easier. And for those of you out there who have restaurants, we're going to be working this out and trying to make it specific to any of those restaurants that you would like to go to, so just let us know. Our whole goal is to make this as simple as possible for you guys to make healthy choices and make them easy. But the Healthy This Way initiative is a fantastic organization. We have so much community support, and we're really excited because there's so many people really trying to make sure that we are becoming a very healthy community here. Of course, we're inspired by Blue Zones, and we're looking into what we can do to incorporate and create the same community here as you would have in a Blue Zone. Okay, so that being said, please check out the Healthy This Way and let us know about those restaurants. We're reaching out to them actively right now. We will let you know as more restaurants come on board so you know which ones are going to be Healthy This Way approved so that you can go in there and make it really easy for you. Okay, so questions today. We've got tons of questions. Some of these are left over from the talk we did in Fort Worth, and we got some new ones. So let me jump in. How can you produce acid as you get older? If your acid gets in your blood, is there anything you can be done? Okay, 2 questions. So the first one is, how can you produce acid as you get older, or can you? And so when you're reading books like Why Stomach Acid is Good for You, you're learning that our stomach acid does diminish as we age. And the question has to be, well, why is that happening? Is it just a natural progress of things, or is it due to long-term missing aspects of our diet? And one of those things that I would focus on primarily if I were an elderly person and I was starting to suffer from lower stomach acid conditions is going to be bitters. Bitters are going to help with the regulation and making sure that you're getting that stimulating and getting those parietal cells back to the business of doing what they're doing, but also making sure that you are getting those nutrients that are going to help with support of stomach acid, your zinc, your vitamin B12. You're going to need your chloride. So instead of completely avoiding salt or completely avoiding things that are going to have chloride in it, you have to get that chloride in there to make the hydrochloric acid. So make sure that you are still getting some of that in there. The second question is, if acid gets into your blood, is there anything to be done? Now, I think what you're referring to is acidosis, or when your blood is becoming too acid. And the first thing I would think of is making sure that you're getting those minerals into your life that are alkalizing minerals. So that would be your calcium, your magnesium, your potassium. You want to make sure that your body has these, and a lot of times those are a major component of not just what's happening with your blood going possibly a little too acidic, but your whole body needs these systemically. And there are certain things that will lead towards that. It could be lactic acid, or it could be uric acid. And if it's uric acid, that can be from too many proteins, and that's going to go back to stomach digestion. And you do want to make sure that you have sufficient stomach acid to completely digest the proteins so that you're getting those proteins where they're supposed to be as amino acids, but not as proteins. So I would focus on making sure your stomach acid is good. So figure out what it is that is causing that, and that will help get you where you need to go. How much water should you drink if it lowers your stomach acid? So it's not about the water lowering your stomach acid, but if you're trying to eat food and you're dependent on the acid to be able to digest the food, and then you're also pouring a bunch of water in there, of course it's going to dilute it, it's going to make it a little more difficult for the stomach acid to work, and it's also going to change the pH in the stomach. So I would just try to keep liquids as low as possible during the meal. I would try to drink my liquids away from the meal. Now we all are drinking a little bit. A little sip here and there isn't going to be the worst thing. A few ounces of liquid isn't going to be an absolute destroyer of acid. But just be mindful of that fact that you're not going to want to be drinking a whole glass of water while you're trying to digest food. Okay, this person says, I've been taking hydrochloric acid or HCl with pepsin. How can you naturally boost hydrochloric acid? Why is this becoming such a problem? And I think we kind of answered that a little before about how you can boost it with digestive enzymes, making sure that your body has the nutrients it needs to make it, and also don't forget about getting some kind of whole real salt in there, so you're still getting some of the chloride. Now, and we do also avoid sodium like crazy because our American diets tend to have a ton of sodium, but we still need some sodium. So don't completely remove that entirely because there are certain elements that you still need in there. It is becoming a problem for many, many, many reasons. And we went over this in the talk, and one of them is stress. When you are really stressed, your body is not supporting digestion as much. It's trying to get you out of danger. People eating in a state of stress is going to contribute to that and make it more difficult. Portion sizes being too large for what our body can handle at that time. Not taking the time to sit down and relax before you're eating is going to be a big part of that. Diluting it with with water. There are many reasons that we're challenging our body's ability to digest them, and it all depends on what your lifestyle is and what that's contributing to. But if you look at the things that most Americans are doing, and not just one of them, but multiples of them, in combination, it leads to a state where we're not fully supporting our digestion. And it's really important that we get to a point where we are fully supporting that digestion. Next question, is there a lab test to check your levels of amino acids? Great question. Actually, I have seen a lot of labs that have come through that do break that down. There are urinalysis ways to look at that, and serum. I don't know enough about it and have enough experience to say how accurate it is or what that means as far as your digestion. It is something I can look into a little bit more and ask some more questions about it. But the information is interesting, and I just don't know how to tell you specifically how to apply that at the moment. And next question is, what can you do to help with plaque psoriasis going away? Okay, so psoriasis is going to be a condition that is an autoimmune condition, but we tend to focus on the skin when it comes to it. Actually, most of the time it's coming from the gut, and it is the result of having a leaky gut. And we talk about having to heal that leaky gut in many, many ways, and of course, you know me, I'm going to say let's make sure that we're digesting the proteins first, because we're going to need to get those proteins to get down there and heal the gut, as well as stop those proteins from barraging that leaky gut in the first place. So the very first important thing I would do is make certain that you're fully digesting your proteins. That glutamine is going to be incredibly important for the healing of that. And you want to make sure that you're not only getting foods that are high in the glutamine so that you can get that down there to heal it, but also digesting those foods so you're actually getting the glutamine out of that, which is really important. Another thing to think about with psoriasis is there's almost 100% correlation with low levels of vitamin D. And now I don't know if that's necessarily causative, or I haven't really seen any studies that say that, but it is something to keep in mind. Tons of people are low in vitamin D too, and we've talked about this a little bit when instead of just going out and taking a vitamin D supplement, again, you do want to make sure that you're utilizing the vitamin D, and vitamin D is a fat-soluble supplement, so you have to make sure that your body's able to not only utilize the fat, but you're getting the fat in there with there to help it. So that's going to, again, go back to the stomach acid, because that helps trigger the bile to help you utilize the fats. So make sure you're getting some healthy fat with that, as well as supporting your digestive capabilities on that. So vitamin D would probably be something to look at, and if it is low, that is something that you want to address, and you want to make sure you're helping your body with the utilization of that. Now, when it gets beyond that, anything that's going to be autoimmune, there is going to be some level of autoimmune antibodies in the blood, and the organ that's going to be most specific to helping clean the blood out is your spleen. Now, I can't give you any specific advice on exactly what you can do for that, but that is something to start to consider. And if you are somebody who's struggling with that, definitely examine your diet, but if it's, you want to look at the whole person too, but the digestion is the thing I would look at, and vitamin D, and absolutely we've had so many people who we have spoken with who have had psoriasis, and they have found ways to get it healed. So it is definitely stay encouraged that there are ways that you can heal that. And finally, we have somebody who sent us a product here. We've got dark chocolate coated coconut chips, and they're saying, thoughts on these? I really like them. I'm sure they're delicious, as a matter of fact. So here's my thoughts on this. Looking at this, the first thing you want to look at is how many servings are there per container. There's 2 servings in here. And per serving, you're getting 7 grams of sugar, 5 of which are added sugars. It's nice that they actually broke that down in here for you. So you're getting an awful lot of sugar in this. So my thoughts on this is, if you're going to do this, this would be your only excess sugar source for the day, and probably stick to only half of the package at a time. And if you're the person who rips it open and you can only eat one, make sure somebody else is around to help you finish it off if it's that good. Those are my thoughts on that. Other than that, it's not terrible, because the sugar's actually from coconut or cane sugar, which is a more whole food sugar, but it's still sugar and it's still added sugar, so you have to be careful and mindful of that. Do we have any questions coming in while I was doing that? I know, so much information, but really wanted to make the announcement about the Healthy This Way to make sure that you guys are all aware that there is this initiative, and we want to be able to support the whole community in getting healthy. And we want to make sure that, oh, yes, the mango lassi, the reason I was talking about this, thank you for reminding me, is that we actually put a recipe for this in this month's box that goes out tomorrow, the Strong and Health box. If you haven't looked into that yet, what this is it's our way of trying to condense all the lessons of the month that we have, that we're sharing with everybody coming in here, into one tiny little box with ways to apply it to your life in the easiest, simple way. So it's a subscription box that gets sent to your door with little samples of things that we found all around the world, actually, as ways to keep you healthy, finding simple things that you can introduce into your life to make getting healthy as easy as possible. Because I know that that's always an obstacle, is how easy is this, and people want to know, how can I do this without giving up my entire lifestyle? So the subscription box is our answer to that, to kind of be the easy button on that. And these mango lassis, pretty awesome, right? Everybody's got big smiles on their face because it's a delicious thing. And we put a little saffron on it because we've had saffron in boxes in the past, and I'm actually really quite enjoying that. So check out the subscription box if you haven't yet. It's a great way to kind of baby step yourself into health, or to baby step a friend of yours into health, or give somebody something that they can do to start improving their health, because we are concerned about other people, and we're doing everything we can to help serve the community in ways of making sure we're highlighting the restaurants and the ones that are going to be able to help us with these aspects of their menus that are going to be healthy choices, and everything else we can. So the Healthy This Way initiative is definitely something I want you guys to check out, so that you can know the support that you have out there. Okay, thank you guys for the questions. Really enjoying this. We're having fun being able to offer this as a service, to be able to share whatever knowledge we're finding with you, and keep those questions coming so that we can continue to do that. And we will see you in the next video on Thursday. Thanks for watching, guys.